Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about the latest regarding Dani Olmo. And it says here, according to multiple sources, that Barcelona have reached a total agreement with Dani Olmo on personal terms, securing a contract until 2030. It is going to be a 6-year deal, and it does highlights Barcelona's commitment to bringing Dani Olmo into their squad. So now the only thing that is missing is the agreement between Barcelona and RB Leipzig. It has been said that the club has also submitted a new bid to RB Leipzig, consisting of 55 million euros guaranteed, with 4 million euros in easily achievable add-ons and an additional 3 million euros in more challenging add-ons. Despite these efforts, RB Leipzig remains firm on their valuation, seeking a straightforward 60 million euro package. Now, we do have some other sources claiming some different numbers, which states Barcelona is accelerating efforts to finalize the Dani Olmo deal. Olmo's agents will meet him tomorrow in Zagreb before flying to Leipzig to give the negotiations a final push. The new offer on the table is 47 million euros fixed plus 13 million euros in variables. That does amount to 60 total million euros. And RB Leipzig's response is currently still pending. So it does seem like Barcelona and RB Leipzig are going back and forth in terms of the official offer. It is quite clear that Barcelona are trying to be as flexible as possible. RB Leipzig do want the straight up cash of 60 million euros up front. Can Deco and Joan Laporta get it done? We'll see. It also does state here that Dani Olmo prioritizes a move to Barcelona and is ready to accept the signing of Dani Olmo is strongly supported by both Deco and Hansi Flick. Barcelona considers Olmo as a valuable addition due to his versatility, physicality, and intensity. Currently, the discussions continue and the club remains hopeful of reaching a satisfactory agreement. So it does seem like Barcelona will achieve the signing of Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo will become a Barcelona player. And it has also been said that Dani Olmo is now the priority signing to the club. It is no longer Nico Williams, and mainly because Nico Williams has not responded. We are 16 days away from our debut match in La Liga, and so of course Barcelona are accelerating the Dani Olmo operation and making it a priority. Now, I understand that with Nico Williams, he is on vacation and that he does want to enjoy life because, you know, not everybody becomes a rich footballer, and I understand that. But let me be very honest, it does not take a long time to respond, right? The Euros finished 3 weeks ago, and you're gonna tell me that you can find one single day to evaluate your decisions and find a conclusion? Really? I know that Nico Williams does know that Athletic Club and Barcelona are currently planning their sporting plan because the season is going to be starting very soon and they need to know whether Nico Williams will continue at the club, yes or no. So that is the reason why the whole Dani Olmo operation is accelerating, and Dani Olmo is accepting quickly because of 2 reasons. He's a Barcelona academy player that left back in 2014, and point number 2, he does seem ready to perform. Like, Dani Olmo wants to get into the team as fast as possible. It's the same attitude of Jules Koundé and Gundogan. Jules Koundé and Gundogan had a long vacation, but they cut their vacation short. They did not want to be at vacation for very long because they knew that being in the preseason with the rest of the players and with Hansi Flick is very important, and that is why we have seen them return to training. Now, they did not play in the past few games under Hansi, and that is simply because they have just came in, but they know it's important for them to be there because they can be with the coaches, the players, and build a great atmosphere. With Nico Williams is different, right? Because he is just like, whatever, I'll just have Barcelona wait, I want to enjoy myself, I want to relax, I'm a star player, they can wait for me, we'll see what happens. Very relaxed about everything, too passive. And I'm not trying to hate on Nico Williams, but we do have to be very careful, right? And I'm speaking to Nico Williams. We have to be very careful because Barcelona is not Real Madrid. We're not going to be that club that spends 3 years and in every transfer window begging for a specific player to come. We're not going to be bending our backs. We're not going to be falling to our knees. That's not going to happen here. Real Madrid were doing that for the past 3 years with Kylian Mbappe, and he finally came in. Barcelona is not going to do that with Nico Williams. There was even a report that stated that Nico Williams is a great player, but they will not fix their whole salary structure just to bring Nico in. He's not considered as a star player to them. So I don't know how Nico Williams views himself to FC Barcelona, but hopefully it's not in a bad way because, like I've said, Barcelona is only going to pass once. If you decide to not come this summer, you are no longer going to be welcomed at Barcelona. Barcelona will move on. So now let's move on towards Dani Olmo, and I'm going to give a fresh perspective on Dani Olmo and be more optimistic and more positive about this whole operation because I do think that there's a lot of negativity going on between Dani Olmo and Barcelona. Many fans do not want this operation to even happen, and that is why I am making this video, is to shed some light on why I think Dani Olmo can be very beneficial. So he's a very versatile player. He can play in many positions, and as you can see here in this graph, he has played in different roles all his career. He has played as a attacking midfielder, as a left winger, as a right winger, as a central midfielder, and sometimes here and there playing as a center forward or a second striker. striker, but mainly in those top three, right? The attacking midfield position, the left wing, and the right wing position. Three total positions that exist under Hansi Flick's Barcelona within a 4-2-3-1 system. So Dani Olmo is going to be greatly used, and especially during rotations. Now, if we compare Dani Olmo to Rafinha and Lamine Yamal, two of our other wingers, you can see that Dani Olmo is not that much of an upgrade to Rafinha and Lamine Yamal. If anything, Lamine Yamal and Rafinha take over Dani Olmo in these statistics, like key passes, attacking actions, carries, dribbles, assists, and everything all around. Dani Olmo is not that technical of a player compared to Rafinha and Lamine Yamal. And then when we compare Dani Olmo to Nico Williams, for example, because I think that if Nico Williams does not come in, Dani Olmo will go into the left wing. How does that compare between the two players? You can also see that Nico Williams is much better than Dani Olmo when it comes to attacking actions, key passes, assists, and basically everything else besides the NPG, which stands for non-penalty goals. So Dani Olmo is not a world-class superstar, right? We're not here signing a player that is going to make everybody fall in love with Barcelona. It's not the star signing. It is not a Kylian Mbappe. It is not a Musiala. It is not a Florian Wirtz. But I believe he is a player that adds depth, because in the next season, it's going to be containing 50+ matches, and it's going to be absolutely necessary to sign Dani Olmo for a squad that has experienced a lot of injuries. I do think that after what we have seen in the previous season, Barcelona relied too much on their young talents. Fermin Lopez, yes, was amazing. He scored 11 goals last season, but we cannot rely on this player after just one season. Who knows if he could repeat what he did before? The demands of a 50+ match season requires more experience and reliable depth. We also have to keep in mind that Pedri is almost guaranteed to have another injury next season, for sure. There's uncertainties about Gavi and his performances after his recovery. Frenkie de Jong and Dani Olmo might, yes, miss some games, but it does add to more rotations in the long term. Keep in mind that the most serious injury that Dani Olmo had last season was a shoulder injury. That's never going to happen again, I'm going to assume, right? But a shoulder injury is not a reoccurring problem that happens in football. It's just being unlucky. In today's game, I'm going to be very honest. Usually every player misses about 5 to 10 matches per season. Almost every player, because we play 50 to 60 games a season. It's common, right? Look at what happened with Manchester City. They lost Erling Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne. And to Pep Guardiola, it was not a problem to miss those two players. He replaced them with either Foden or Julian Alvarez, and that is where the great depth does come in and how it does benefit a club. It happens to everybody. Everybody does get injured, and that is why depth is very important. If Pedri or Gundogan gets injured, Dani Olmo can go in there and supplement. Most teams deal with 10 players getting missed through the season. So yes, Dani Olmo is essential in my opinion. Is it the most essential right now within the context of Barcelona? No, but it is going to give us much more reassurance that Barcelona will be okay. I do think that because of his level right now, he is an upgrade to Ferran Torres. So in the end, would it be a mistake to sign Dani Olmo? I'm going to say one thing. Dani Olmo is essential to a club like Barcelona, but we are going to be overpaying for the player. And that is because of the great performance that he has had at the Euros. RB Leipzig can ask for whatever they do want. So we are going to be paying too much money for someone his level. Is he a priority? No, I don't really think so, because we still need a left winger and a potentially maybe even a CDM. But does he improve our attacking dynamics? Yes. Does he give us a boost in quality? Yes. He is a La Masia player, and I know that many of you guys might not see that as much and does not really mean anything to you guys, but it does mean a lot for sure for him to be a La Masia player, because usually players from La Masia want to represent their club well. Like, why do you think our youth players against Manchester City played amazing against them, and Manchester City had 3 games in? That is because when these youth players go to the first team and they're on the field, they want to represent their team well, the club that they love so much. Dani Olmo left back on July 2014 at the age of 16 years old. 10 years later, at the age of 26 years old, he now has a chance to give Barcelona something great. So I do assume that he is going to be greatly motivated. And here is going to be the 3 most possible lineups that we could assemble with Dani Olmo included. Ignore the double pivot, because I just don't know who's going to be in the double pivot position. I don't know if it's Gavi, Kobarsi, or Frankie, or Bernal, or Casado, who knows. But as you can see there, Dani Olmo can be on the left wing, or also as a attacking midfielder, and also as a right winger, with Gundogan and Rafinha bringing in a much more experienced starting 11. And so that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.